very, 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 very good defensively for a large part of the first half. The 7-minute mark, I thought we started just kind of lose our intensity a little bit, and some of it was we had some guys in foul trouble, and Walker probably had his worst shooting night since he came here. Had some really good looks. AJ in foul trouble, and then turned it over. But the things we wanted to do is hold them under 40. Field goal wise, hold them under 30 from the 3, out rebound them, which we did. 9 turnovers was impressive. I just didn't think we moved the ball offensively. Other defense was good enough. They hit some threes late, but I thought offensively we did not get the ball inside enough. Consequently, did not get to the free throw line, 6 of 8. Did not get Malik Hall enough shots. Jaden probably got too many for his first game back, but I kind of figured that would happen. He's worked so hard, and thank God he's feeling great. So, Pierre Brooks shooting the ball well. If he can rebound and guard somebody, we're going to be in business with him. And I thought Hauser played awfully well on both ends and rebounded pretty well. So it was an okay start. We got 13 assists, 4 turnovers, and AJ's were all crazy. 2 charges in that one. So we got a lot out of that position. Just didn't shoot it very well out of that position. And I thought our centers, Kohler, I thought, did a nice job getting 9 rebounds. Their double teams hurt us. We weren't ready for that, so that's more on me than on my players. And in general, it was okay because we needed our intensity to be up. We needed to be better defensively, and really for probably 30-some minutes of that game, we were. Questions?
So,
this is the best press conference ever. Why ruin a good press conference?
So Walker might not have had the offensive night that you would have liked, but what do you like from him defensively, just from an effort standpoint?
Well, I thought for a while he was phenomenal. Then I think his poor offense kind of affected his head a little bit. I think it did with Malik too, and they got some open threes because of it. But Walker at times I thought was tremendous defensively. And I give them a lot of credit now. I mean, that guard we played against, Cohn, I mean, he's as good a guard as we'll face in a lot of teams. Lloyd, who dad's the coach at Arizona, Jed always said recruit a coach's kid. I thought he did a nice job, but I thought Shane did a good job. I mean, he changed some things up. He doubling the post was, I guess, effective. Although second half we did a better job of taking our time. But I thought, Walker's defense was very good, and I thought our big stepped up pretty good defensively. Marty did some good things. We just weren't as smooth on offense, and I thought the ball stopped a lot. I didn't think we moved the ball enough, and when you don't get it inside at all, which was our fault, I mean, even if they're doubling, we still could have got it in there. And I don't think it ever looks good. So not a lot of inside-out stuff, which means we had some bad 2s in the first half and too many 3s in the second.
Tom, I've got to imagine in your time here, that's probably the first time you've coached against a fellow Yooper?
Yeah, exhibition, but don't get to do that very often. And I think he's going to have a good team. I think he'll do well in his league. One of my former GAs was there last year, and that's why we agreed to play. But Shane came up here a couple times with his high school team to our team camp, and just a good guy, and I think a good coach, and I think he'll do a good job there. He's got some good players. I mean, they've got some size. I thought the kid that we did a pretty good job on was the Maines kid. He was only 2 for 7. We didn't give him much. He can really shoot it. He's kind of a Hauser type guy. So I think they're going to do well in that league. I really do. And I thought they played hard as hell too. So a lot of positives, but the UP should be proud tonight. 2 Yoopers in Division I. Can't beat that.
Tom, it seemed early on that the difference maybe between the start against Grand Valley and this game was going to the glass hard. I guess what did you kind of preach to those guys about that, and getting the contributions from everybody like you did? How much does that kind of show that this thing can work a little bit with the guys you got?
Oh, yeah, I think it can work a lot, but the reason we boarded pretty well is because we defended well and they missed shots. You know, some of the other teams, like even when we out-rebounded Tennessee in our scrimmage, but second half they shot almost 70%, you know, and then you don't get any rebounds. So I think part of the good rebounding was the pretty good defense that leads to good rebound, or at least good rebound opportunities. I'm telling you, we played really well defensively a large part of that game, but I do have some concerns offensively, and yet Tyson, I don't think will ever miss that many good shots. And Malik has been playing really well and shooting really well. He hits the first three, and then we almost don't hear from him again. You know, maybe a little bit's his fault. I think running that wing and doing stuff, you know, as I told him, you know, like Draymond went through many years ago, you're getting guarded by a better athlete now. So it's hard to get open. You got to really work to get open, but we got to work to find them too. And I think he got a little frustrated. We got him in a post a couple times, and they doubled him. So it's things that we can grow and work on. But you know, if Tyson hits any shots, we shoot 50%, and then it would have been that's the other positive. I wanted to get up shots. So when you only have 9 turnovers, you get up 65 shots. That's probably the most we've had in 2 years, and that's encouraging.
Joey seemed to play well tonight. What did you see from him that you liked, double-double, especially on the glass, and then making shots?
Yeah, you know, he rebounded pretty well, played a lot of minutes second half, but what I liked is he was ready to shoot, and he took some shots. Nothing bothered him. Made a couple mistakes and didn't bother him. He's in a really good space, and I'm really proud of him for what he's done and how he's handled things. And so it's good to see him as a favorite because, you know, we've gone through our times here when he wasn't, and to his credit, he persevered through it. But Joey's been playing. Him and Malik have been our best 2 players, along with Tyson. 2 of our 3 best players didn't play as well tonight, and we still found a way to win. And getting Jaden back, he'll add to that list. I think AJ's got to realize a little bit, you know, he had eight assists, which is a lot. I think he could have had 10 or 12, you know, that one he went in and got blocked. I think there's guys wide open in the corner. I think sometimes guys get frustrated if they don't get shots. But thank God, you know, instead of 53 shots, we get 65. Some more guys got shots. We played some guys a little more. Trey Holloman played pretty well for the minutes he played. And, you know, I thought in general we did enough to play, maybe win by more than we did. Some of that was them, and some of that was the missed shots that we had and opportunities.
You've got a lot of nice guys, and you might argue sometimes too nice. There's a moment where Malik has a block, and he sort of flexes and looks down at the guy, and I'm guessing even if he had picked up a tech there, that might have been worth it in that incident. And do you want that sort of, edge from him more? I don't know, the tech maybe not, but do you want that edge from him that he showed?
I do want an edge from him, and I do think Malik, but I don't. If you're a great player, you find different ways to do it, and not demeaning somebody else. You know, that was one of my favorite things about coaching Mateen Cleaves. He was the toughest, maybe the toughest guy I ever coached, and yet he respected other people. And so even though you're right, and I'm looking for a little more toughness, it was nice. I enjoyed the block shots, and a couple of the rebounds he got, I think, were big time. This day and age, if you refs are going to give tees faster, as we saw tonight. So I'd rather him not that demeanor, but do it with his play, not with his mouth, if that makes any sense.
Flexing is 15 yards in football, you know that.
Yeah, who knows where you get thrown in football lately, but
19 more threes than free throws. When you go into a game like this, Tom, do you have a number in mind chances you want to get to the line?
Yeah, I'd like to get to the line 20 times. I'd like to get to the 20 times. And so we got there 27, and we didn't get to the line enough. And part of that was we didn't have many offensive rebounds early. I mean, even the ones we got, we really only got 10 and then 3 that went out. And you can't do that if you don't get the ball in the post and you don't really penetrate a lot. Too many threes. And some of it was their good defense. But I think when I watched the film, the little I'll watch tonight, because we're going to be moving on here in the wee hours tonight, because, you know, the way it goes when you play another team like we're doing and traveling there, tomorrow is a big day of practice because we won't get a lot of time once we get there. But I'll take enough time tonight to figure out, I'll watch the offensive side of the tape, because the defensive side I thought was still pretty good.
You had a timeout where you almost exclusively coached Jackson. Remember what you were telling me?
Yeah, I remember exactly what I was telling him. First of all, I love the kid. He's, you know, he has 9 rebounds. I love that about him. But when he came here, it was every time he got the ball, he shot it. You know, and so I think I'll call Zebo tonight and have him call Jackson and tell him that, you know, you got to pass it once in a while. But he had a couple of times when he was triple teamed and guys were wide open. And that's what frustrates players, you know. But he's a freshman. I mean, for freshman year, he was a great impact for us. I mean, I thought he did a hell of a job, you know. It's just that I wanted to tell him that we're not reverting back the way it was in the summer, because he's come a long ways, and he's really a very good passer, too, and he can shoot a 3, so I don't mind that. I just think that we got to get it in, get it out more, and get the ball moving, have long closeouts where we can penetrate and do some things, and we didn't do that tonight. But Jackson was one of the bright spots of the night.
I'm wondering, I mean, you said that Jaden would be on a pitch count and played 16 minutes, but that one long stretch for 6 minutes, like, I guess, how'd you think he responded to that?
Well, I think he responded really well. I mean, he wasn't dead tired. He's in pretty good shape, considering what he's been through. The kid's amazing. He guarded, you know, he ran pretty good. He just was antsy offensively, you know. He's anxious. He wants to do so good, so bad. And I talked to him about it last night. I mean, I knew what was going to happen. Him and I kind of laughed about it at halftime because, I mean, it was going to happen. But most of the shots he took were pretty good. A couple of them I thought were not. But considering all he's been through, how hard he worked this summer, I thought Jaden, you know, it wasn't that anybody, AJ a little bit, and Tyson offensively struggled. Malik didn't struggle. We didn't get him the ball, or he didn't get the ball. So I need my big 3 to be good, and that's Malik, Joey, and Ty, and then as Jaden works into it. But it's still going to take Jaden a couple weeks. You don't be off 8 weeks and come back, and that's. But that's why I wanted to get him a few more minutes, because with some big games coming up, it's not like we get any rest or any time to work him in. Probably never happen again for a month. So that was an important 16 minutes. And the best part was in the practices that were an hour and a half, and he did most of them, he's had absolutely no problems. So I'm really proud of him and happy for him.
Tom, looking ahead at your grueling schedule and opportunities, what have been your range of emotions kind of thinking about it and now that it's here? And also, what do you like best about playing in different places? And now there's going to be a game, I think, at the Brewers Stadium. I mean, college basketball, being outside the box as you have been before, kind of go Hondo on you to a multi-parter.
Yeah, memory of Hondo, in honor of Hondo. You know, we've been outside the box for 20 years, and other people are catching up now, and that's good. And that's why I didn't want to pass up this game, even though the schedule was brutal to start with. I'm really looking forward to it. You know, it's going to be good. I'm playing a good team, very well coached team. Friends of, you know, Mark and I are good friends. We're on a board together, and we'll have to play a lot better than we did tonight. But I really. In the summer, when it started, I was nervous and scared because I'm saying, what am I doing? And after my team, spending 4 months, 5 months with my team, I'm now not nervous or scared. I am anxious and excited. And I really am. And what does that mean? Just what I said. Anxious and excited. I'm looking forward. I'm going upstairs and watching the second half of their game they're playing right now and spend some time here tonight. And great thing happened, I guess. My wife called and said that the power went out at my house. Good reason to stay at work tonight, you know. So now I don't have to apologize for it. I can just hang out here for a few hours and be ready to go, because our schedule is tomorrow will be a good day for us. Then Wednesday we practice a little bit in the morning and we're out of here. And when you get there, if you look at the schedule, it's there's not a lot of time, you know. So most of our prep is going to be done tonight and tomorrow night, and then after that it'll be like an NCAA game where you're just doing stuff in the hotel, and we will get a chance to get on the ship and shoot a little bit and practice a little bit. But it's exciting, guys. You know, I think about it, and sure, and I look at it and I look at some other team schedules. I say, wow, you know, when do you get to get Jaden back? How do you get to get some guys to get their confidence? Where does Tyson come up with it? But I got veterans. They've been through it. They know the drill. I think me and my staff know the drill. And as much as I say, what did I do? I started saying, what opportunity do we have? And I'm not saying that to feel good about it. I'm saying it to feel good about it. And if that makes any sense. I mean, some people will be playing teams not as good, and we're going to be playing. If we don't play good, we're going to hear about it. And if we do play good, we're going to build some confidence, and that's kind of what I plan on doing. What was so impressive tonight, we're going to have to be good defensively in games like that, especially like when you go to an aircraft carrier, you're going to be outside. That's going to be good. We're not going to be able to turn the ball over. So we did some things tonight that I think are going to prepare us for the next 4 weeks, 3.5 weeks.
Two more starting in front there.
Coach Pierre shot the ball really well tonight. Obviously going to take on a bigger role this year than he did last year. Just what have you seen from him growth-wise, development-wise, and what did you think of his game tonight?
Pierre works hard, as hard as Jaden, and I got a lot of guys. Joey spend time on there shooting Malik, but Pierre is relentless. He's in there every morning. I'm trying to get him to spend a little more time watching film so he can guard first game. I got to be polite, right? So he can guard some other players on the other team, and that is an issue, you know. And I told him that. That and rebounding. You saw him get that big rebound late. What you saw there was impressive because he went in there, got a rebound on the rim. The problem is there was one of them. Pierre becomes a complete player. He's going to be a hell of a player because he can shoot it. He has strength. He is in better shape. But he's got to do those couple little things. He's got to guard better, and he's got to rebound better. We really need him to rebound at that position. Thank God Malik got 7 rebounds from the 3 spot. That was impressive. We need that.
Jack, you want to wrap us?
Yeah, you've been an underdog. You pulled some great upsets. But do you tell your team at all, hey, look what the football team just did when no one in the world thought they could win?
You know, I do a lot. I mean, that football game for me was one of the joys of the last couple of years, even though we had a better year last year, because I love watching somebody that's been through adversity. And I think some of the adversity was, I didn't like the way it went. I didn't like the way some of you wrote it. But I understand, and I think Mel did what he's supposed to do. He reprimanded the guys that didn't do their job right. But there's other people that should be reprimanded and not doing their job right. So I look at those games like that, and how do you lose players? The players isn't as big. I don't even know how many were starters, how many weren't. It's the distractions that kill you. And you know me, distractions and dirtbags are two things that get in the way here. And for him to go through the week, and I talked to him just about every day that he went through, and still found a way, and for those players to handle the distractions, that's more impressive than the underdog thing for me, because we're all going to have to handle distractions. Nowadays, hell, I go to sleep and there's distractions. You know, they're everywhere, and everybody's blaming somebody for something, and you got to be able to handle that. And so, not the upset because I don't know what's an upset anymore. College football and basketball right now, I don't know if who has who to figure out what's an upset and what's not an upset. But fighting through things like they did really impressed me. Them as a team and players, and Mel as a coach. I thought he did. He acted immediately. You know, as the coach that's going through it, you can't say everything that the rest of us could think or say, but I think that Mel in general rallied his troops. That's what a good coach can do. Some of those leaders on that team, what's his name? Our D-back is Henderson, is a special kid, I think. You know, I got to get to know him better because I was really impressed what he did, and I watched every minute of it, enjoyed every minute of it, some for my own sake, some for my love for football, some for my love for Spartan football, but a lot to do what you said. Learn, what do you do when you have adversity and you go through some things and the world's kind of jumping down your throat, and if I don't say this, Larson will kill me, and so will everybody else. The decisions he made on the players was awesome. There's not an excuse in the world why players would act like that. But I have some problems with some other things and didn't appreciate the way everybody, you know, I got a saying here, what starts bad ends bad. If it starts good, it wouldn't end it bad. And so that's my stick up for Mel and for our program, and I get tired of Michigan State always looking like the bad guy. There's been other bad guys. So you guys figure it out. But me, I'm not going to use the upset. I'm going to use the distractions. Anything else after that interesting comment? Huh?
All good?
Good. Appreciate you guys.